Oh, your breath is rancid. Get out of here.
Hello, everybody. We're back. It was a dog, okay? It wasn't any of us. It was a dog.
Yeah, he wasn't talking to us.
He was talking to a dog. I swear on my life,
It was
dude.
Freaka. It's not Freaka.
Why do you think she's called Freaka? You know what I'm saying? Hi, everybody.
Hello.
We're
Hi,
back.
everybody.
Welcome
We're back.
to you and to us.
Woo! What a day, huh?
That was a lot to rehash and like pick our highlights from in what, like 15, 20 minutes.
Oh wait, wrong show. Yeah, we huddled up, picked our highlights from each show, and we're ready to recap for you the whole day of fun. So let me go ahead and pull up each of these shows. And let's have you guys just start. How'd you feel? Day 3, day 2, vibes plummeted because of Xfinity. But day 3 had a lot of promise, a lot of things that we love. How do we feel now at the end of day 3?
For me, honestly, maybe the strongest day so far. Just like in terms of my personal tastes. And, you know, I just think they were pretty high quality shows too. So yeah, feeling good. Feeling tired. It was so many games. It was 300 plus games, I think.
Fish?
I agree. It's been the strongest day so far. We were just talking about it earlier. Like, we all have, like, well, I think Nate and I have, like, over 40, 50 games that we're like, have to play those. And,
That's nice.
and it's ridiculous. They need to stop making video games. But,
Just
I'm
for
here
a
for it.
spell.
Yeah, just for a little bit till we catch up.
I think we also, you know, have said it a few times, but both exciting and scary today. How many of these games have demos right now or coming on the 10th for Steam Next Fest?
Truly.
I really don't know how I'm gonna prioritize with like such limited time to actually be able to play all the ones that I want to play. But it's exciting too. It's exciting that they have demos out and we get to try them, or someone gets to try
That's
them.
also, yeah.
So
Too many
let's
demos.
let's start where we started the day. Again, bright and early, hoping to get the vibes back. I'm gonna have it running in the background while we just talk about it. Bright and early, 8 a.m. Which, like, I need to talk to someone. Melios? Do I have to talk to Melios specifically and be like,
Get Melios on the horn right now.
8 a.m.? Really? But we were there. We were there and ready and excited. And
Proud of us.
future of play. We said it a few times today. Toonami inspired. Tends to skew queer focused games, queer games. Tends to be kind of like that PSX era, kind of more retro vibes, recreating that era. Recreating, you know, when we say Toonami inspired, we mean it in like all ways, like taking you back to that time period of gaming, of anime, of all these other things. Hosted by a VTuber named Melios, who's an AI, not made by AI, but is an AI. I hate that kind of AI has ruined other AI, you know? Hate it. Annoying.
Yeah.
But always just a great time. It feels like, you know, kind of that this is like the edgy cousin of all the other shows, right? You know what I mean? It's like
It's the cool cousin.
it's the cool
queer
it's
cousin
the cool cousin
you've
that's
always
like
looked up to.
like sits in the corner of like a party with a popsicle stick in their mouth for some reason, you know what I mean? Their cool combat boots kicked up on the table.
Hell yeah.
And it was another great show. Genuinely, like, I like that they're compact.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they have all these gimmicks, but like they just do just enough, you know, with them that it's not distracting, but it's interesting, and you're like, I kind of want to know what else is going on here. And yeah, I think what did we count out in the end for future of play? Let's see. Oh, it went like all the way to the bottom of the
I
day.
know. I was just on the page. What happened?
32 games at Future Play, or in like a 30-minute showcase. So that's not bad at all. How did you guys feel about Future Play this year?
I thought it was great. I'm not gonna lie, it's probably my top show today and maybe of Summer Game Fest.
Wow.
Ooh, we're halfway through and you're already calling it.
So far.
Yeah, so far. But I mean,
Come
Xbox
on.
and PC gaming show. I don't know.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
What if the trailer for Star Wars Outlaws is just that the main character just making out with her girlfriend
For 30 seconds.
It won't be, but
If it is,
there were so many good games here. And
There
they
was
were
a
gay
lot.
I mean,
too.
that's all. Not even Star Wars gay outlaw making out for 30 seconds would be enough.
It would be great.
That's what shows you the power of this.
Listen, I think that if it were most other Summer Game Fest shows and we had to wake up at 8 a.m. for it, I would have been a lot more bitter than the fact that it was this one. Like, I was willing to do it, you know, not just because it's like, oh, we have to stream all of these shows, but because it's like, I really want to see this show. And like you said, I think the length of it was just like some of the best too. Like, I think they actually only had like 20 something games like fully shown, and then they had a sizzle reel to close, bringing them up to like 30. And you know, it just didn't overstay, but it was like super high quality all throughout. So yeah, that's my favorite.
Oh, yeah. Fish.
I mean, I agree. It was probably the, you know, I hate to put it over Wholesome, just because Wholesome is a hit every year, but it did have probably the densest, like, I want to play that game. 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 And, you know, and Melios is always a fan favorite. You know, as being a 90s kid, I do enjoy the Toonami vibes and all that. So, and like you were saying, like the length of it was perfect, and it didn't overstay. I didn't feel like, oh, all right, come on, let's get to the next thing. Yeah, let's wrap it up. Like, it was good, solid, like A-, B+ for this year for me.
Yeah.
Like that, there's a few games that I was like, oh, you know, that's a pretty cool game, but most of it was just like, oh wow, that's really cool. You know, be gay, do crime.
I think the only downside so far with this year's showcases is I feel like more than ever we're seeing like the same game, the same trailer in like
Yeah, that's
3 or 4 different shows, and so like that's sometimes is a, but like at the same time you don't know who's tuning into what, so like
Yeah.
if it is the first time someone's seeing it, like, and as I said during the show, like it gives some of these games staying power, right? Like it sticks it into people's minds in a way that's really helpful in a time period where things are just jam-packed. Like, there's so much happening. I mean, we've talked about it. I think we're close to 500 games this week. Like, at least 500 announcements. It might be some similar games or same game or same announcement. Like, who knows? But like, that's a lot of stuff to keep in mind. So honestly, good on those PR teams that are getting it in tons of shows, so that's making sure you don't forget this game. You know.
Yeah. Not to put on marketing cap, but they have research that it takes like 8 touch points or something, getting something in front of people before they're like gonna buy it. So,
and I'll come back to
have
that.
like have it in 4 shows, they're like halfway there.
I'll come back to that towards the end of the day, but like, I'll just do now. Like we were just saying, like a game like Once Human, which has been in a few different showcases now for a couple of years.
Yeah.
We were like kind of just like, okay, whatever. But then today, during Future Games Show, we saw it, and both me and Fern were kind of like, oh, so that's what's going on with it. You know, like it sometimes takes that much time for you to finally click and go, okay, I'm into this, you know, so.
Yeah.
All right, let's hop right into our highlights from Future Games Show. We're going to do one highlight per person, per showcase, and I guess I will start.
Future game show or future play?
Future Play. Did I say Future Games Show?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Or are you just saying things because...
Oh my
I think
God.
Fern. I think I'm on Fern with this one.
Look, we are sleep
You can't have
deprived.
2 future shows in the same day.
Yeah, that too, okay?
Yeah, that was their fault.
Whoa, guys, they have timestamps. So I don't have to go scrubbing endlessly for games. I just look
Just
at
moved up to an A+.
Honestly.
A
show
plus
I've ever
plus.
seen in my whole life.
Oh my god, look at this! My game of the future game show.
You made it?
Yeah, I made this. Was All Systems Dance, the new game from Mighty Yell, the creators of the Big Con, a game that was a big hit back in the 90s. I almost said a couple years ago.
Wasn't it?
And what this game does is carry through some of the parts that I loved about that game into, you know, into a brand new project with a very interesting concept. All Systems Dance is a dancing adventure game that sees you fighting back against a corporation called Whoosh and these robots that help it. Yeah, through the power of dance. They say that dancing offers you a non-violent combat action, and it also allows you to just be expressive with how you play, because you get to choose like kind of the dance moves that you're doing. I mean, look, oh man, hardcore on the knees. They're talking about automation, body dysmorphia, greed. Where is it? On their website, they point out that they're working specifically really hard on the accessibility features. They're working within the game accessibility guidelines and working with able gamers to ensure that they're, you know, doing everything that they can to get this in the hands of as many people as possible. And yeah, I really like what Mighty Yell's doing in general. Like, that team's amazing. As I said before, we had a chance to chat with this. Like, we were wandering around PAX end of the last day, and I was like, hey, I heard Mighty Yell like said if you're pressed, stop by. And we stopped by, started chatting, and he's like, oh yeah, here, let me give you some stuff, and we're chatting. And then like eventually it's like, oh, you're the CEO of Mighty Yell, just manning this table, hanging out here and chatting. And we just had a really fun conversation about the industry and about what we're doing here at VGG, and just like sometimes that's all it takes for you to really invest in a team, you know. And their game, it really helps that their games are pretty sick, you know. And what they've been teasing for a long time, you know, dance is the key, is the thing. And so like to see this turn into, no, yeah, you're just fighting robots through the power of dance. I also want to shout out that this was just a super punchy trailer. Like, it is like 30 seconds. Like, it feels like it might be longer than that, but it's like a really short trailer that just like gets straight to the point, shows you all the you know, main highlights. And I'll let it play through one more time, but no, I'll go to the end, because the final thing that really sold this for me, I was like, I'm so in, I'm so excited. Oh my god, Mighty Yell, they killing it. Look at this art style, the colors are so fantastic. Can't wait to dance with these robots. Great tagline, revolution will not be choreographed. Then I see here in the little bottom of the screen, supported by Strange Scaffold. You know, video games are good. Loves Strange Scaffold. Loves what they're doing over there. How they feel about game design as well. You know, similar to Mighty Yell, like just really trying to help reframe what it means to make games, and you know how that process works. And so seeing them come together to make this game is so exciting. Yeah, All Systems Dance. Not a lot of info out there for it yet, but it's one of those things that I'm all in. It doesn't take much for me to buy in here, and I'm ready. I'm ready to keep watching this show up in more shows down the line, and yeah, pretty hype. You got anything?
Yeah, I'm just pretty hyped for that one too, and really curious to see more of like what it actually means and what it looks like, you know, that the dance is like resisting this corporation. Like, what does that actually look like? So really interested to see some more gameplay type of stuff, and the focus on accessibility you were saying, that's really cool. And it reminds me that Mighty L had their VR game, A Night in the
Yeah.
Attic, at the accessibility
Showcase last year, which that was like a really cool thing because it's like, wait, yeah, VR accessibility. How's that work? You know, and then they were one of the only VR games I've seen like spotlight accessibility.
Yeah, so definitely seems like they're, ramping up with those efforts, which is really cool to see.
Yeah. Shout out. Yeah, Mighty L's doing cool stuff. All Systems Dance looks amazing. And yeah, keep an eye out for that. Fish?
I mean, I agree. I'm with Fern on that. It's like I want to see how it is in practice.
Yeah.
But on paper it sounds great. I'm more and more, as I get older, I'm more for being able to do like an act, not like action, but like progress through a game with more than just a sword or a gun or something like that. I need something more, like just being able to like I'm dancing my way to resist. Like that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see in a video game. Show me more dance games. More dance games out there,
It gives me a little bit too of Say No More, which is a game I really loved. Like just, sort of the vibrancy and the character of it, like
anti-corporate.
Yeah, the anti-corporate spirit, and again, kind of that similar thing, that's your like combat,
your weapon
your
is
tool is
saying no.
Saying no to people in your office. Yeah, just kind of reminded me of that a little too when we were watching it.
I'm just doing the little, we go that extra mile. Everyone else, IGN's going, oh, let's do frame by frame the Call of Duty trailer. We're going All Systems Dance. Let's see what we can figure out here. I'm curious. I mean, we see some Telltale up, down, left, right, Dance Revolution ass arrows. Like you're doing some dance moves around the robot, but then it seems like maybe you get into these spotlights and you do like a little rhythm game to like finish it off, maybe, or something like that.
Maybe
That'd be interesting. Yeah, I'm so excited for this game, and yeah, I'm in. All right, who's next?
We're in.
I can go.
What's your game?
For future of play, my game is going to be Nova Hearts. And this is, for me, this is kind of like what you were talking about just a little bit ago with like you see a game so many times, then eventually you see it like in just some slightly different way, or you like are actually paying attention to it more, and it just like comes into your mind, and you're like, oh, I actually want to play that. And this is one for me that I've definitely seen and I've had some interest in, but I was never like, oh, like I need that until today. So that's kind of what this trailer did for me. I just really loved all the character designs, and this character, love to see someone with like a slightly bigger body. And yeah, just like the gender diversity and racial diversity, and it's kind of like, I've talked about this, like games that have some familiar element, like the sort of like visual novel-y, dating sim type of vibe, but then have like something else to it that I may be less familiar with, or like wouldn't normally gravitate towards, like turn-based. Yeah, it's like your little gateway into types of games that you wouldn't normally see yourself playing. So yeah, this has some turn-based strategy vibes.
I'm just saying, I'll keep you going here. Glory cosplaying Wish when? I mean, like,
I know, this is like the cutest character.
The vibes are there.
But yeah, so it talks about you become a superhero in your hometown. You can text, date, and fight with turn-based combat.
Whenever, says Glory.
I'm in.
Whenever. Yeah, a lot of stuff like takes place on like your phone, like apps in your phone, such as like the conversations and
so they're superheroes.
They are superheroes. You're taking down
cool.
super villains and their goons. There was one more thing on here I wanted to say. Oh yeah. There's like a variety of sort of like types of people that you can have relationships with, like civilians, friends, and villains.
Can I date the villain?
Little forbidden romance.
Oh, do a little smonch.
We can solve all our problems right here, baby.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so so there's some like choice driven stuff. You're gaining affection, approval, or dislike through some choices you're making, and like that affects the narrative. And then yeah, just magical girl shit, I guess.
Yeah. So Glory's asking, is there a demo? There's actually the prologue like chapter for free is out there for you to play. It looks like there is a demo just for the full game as well, but you can get. It's called like Nova Hearts The Spark or something like that. You can go out and try that as well. Yeah, this one I've heard a lot about. I've heard people saying like, do not miss this game. Like even from just that prologue, like people saying like this is definitely something to check out now. Mm-hmm. So I'm super excited for this. Yeah, this is probably the first time like I've heard all that, right? And this is the first time I'm like really processing and watching that, like you said, watching that trailer and like, oh yeah, it's hitting all the marks. I like the superhero angle for like, this kind of storyline is not usually the kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all in. I'm excited. Love the, you want to talk about queer friendly, like there's that one shot where you see like all these different pride flags in the background.
Yeah.
Obviously, the characters are queer. Yeah, just hitting checking all the boxes.
Be gay, do superhero justice.
Be gay, fight crime.
Fight crime.
Be gay, fight crime.
Sometimes you can fight the crime as gay.
Fight crime. Fight. Be gay. Kiss crime.
Kiss crime.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Maybe date the crime.
Fish, you got anything?
No, I mean, like, yeah, it looks wonderful. Like, I love that the characters are all, very personality driven and very queer. And it looks like it's going to be a great game to play and sink your teeth into. I might hop in that prologue with everyone else. And hell yeah.
Hell
Get
yeah.
in there, gamers.
All right. Fish. What
Me
is your game?
Speaking of, since we're all on the bandwagon of seeing a game so many times that it kind of just sticks with you, I think we saw this game about 5 times so far, 4 times, I want to say. We saw it yesterday once, and we saw it 3 times today. And the more and more I saw it, like we were all like, well, first of all, I'll reveal it. My first game for Future of Play is Abyss X Zero with our little mommies over here.
Cross.
Abyss Cross.
Abyss Cross Zero. Yeah, that's right. You're right. Obviously very Mega Man Legends inspired. It is a 3D Metroidvania, which is not something we see too often. But the more and more we saw it, the more and more I was like, yeah, it's gonna be a hit. And the more I learned about it as well, because we did see it at the woman-led video games and the Latin American video games. So it is made by 2 Latin American women that developed this game. They are Studio Pixelpunk, who you might have seen them before for a game called Unsighted, which was a top-down kind of Metroidvania like fighter. Where we did see this a few years ago, which is a great game. Sitting pretty, super positive reviews before. So this is their second game coming. So high expectations, and it looks fantastic. Not too much information, not even a release date yet on it. But from what they say, it is a 3D Metroidvania. We saw from the trailer, like it plays very much with not only exploring the world, but exploring like with verticality, which is going to be great. You see like some high jumps and some jetpacks and all that. So it's going to be a lot of exploring.
The motorcycle.
Yeah, the motorcycle with the big boss fight. The characters, codename A and codename Z. Apparently, their whole story here that we know so far is that they're fated to battle each other. I'm guessing to the death, But I'm guessing there's some like rivalry. yeah, fated to battle each other. Obviously, it looks like they both have very like super unique on how they play, and somehow their stories are intertwined together. Um, very hot, very hot characters all around. There's that one scene where they're straddling each other,
I
and
was trying to find it.
we were all barking at the screen. So yeah, I'm excited for it just because I am a fan. PS1 inspired games, Mega Man Legends inspired, Metroidvanias, hot people, and just looks like a fun time to be a gamer. And it's developed by queer women, so I'm here. Queer Latin American women, so I'm here for it.
Yeah, I like this. Like, it seems like it is a tale of two sides, right? The like seemingly like soldier working with the like governments or whatever, who's going in and maybe getting frustrated with it, and then the like rebellious kind of like always messing up their plans kind of character, and then how those two stories intertwine. I'm gonna just throw out that guess that they team up by the end, to take out an even greater evil. They in the women-led games, when they actually had the two developers talking about it. They said something about their like legendary warriors too. So like they like have like, they have like some kind of fame, there's some kind of lore,
some
to
reputation.
them. Yeah. And so that's really interesting to play with, and yeah.
Codename A, Codename Abyss, and Codename Zero.
That's the two.
Yeah.
That's the kind of analysis you can get from VGG.
And listen, the fact that the X is cross, it's because they're star cross.
Oh,
because they're gonna kiss.
They're gonna kiss, fall in love by the end. Just you wait.
Another thing I really like is seeing that aesthetic. I genuinely really love that like Mega Man Legends, like
we don't get too many.
Yeah, exactly. Like they tried to bring that back with I remember the same developer that did Mighty Number 5, which that has a whole story to it, tried to make a Mega Man Legends-esque game. Then they weren't they actually going to make Mega Man Legends 3 at one point, and then that died, and then so it's cool to see that aesthetic come back in a big way, and this looks fantastic. Curious to see just how fluid the movement is and everything. Yeah, cross fall in love.
It looks good, the movement and the combat and everything.
Character design, just capturing everything we love from anime. Like just
looks
love
right
this.
there. Step on me.
She's like the probably the hard ass kind of boss, and you got the little cat with one eye closed, wearing a little bow tie, just a little cutie. Yeah, I'm in on this. You got anything on this one? I mean, we saw it a million times, so
just I'm big time in.
Yeah, I'm ready for this. Wow. And then before we wrap up, honestly, I feel like for this one, I think we're all in agreement that like you honestly just watch this whole thing. Like as far as like honorable mentions go, like go watch the whole thing because all of the games in here look great. Battlesuit Aces is one that we saw, the beginning. We saw the reveal of yesterday, and we got to kind of see a little bit more of the gameplay here, kind of take in a little bit more of that stuff. LOK Digital was one that was really interesting to me. It's like learning a fictional language just by trying. That looked really cool. Anyone else got some stuff?
From Future Play, Zodiac XX Leo.
Yeah, that looked amazing.
The Cowboy Bebop. Look, I googled. Yeah, I googled that, little to no information on it, but that trailer was something else.
People have been waiting for like seeing more of this game for a while, so I think this team has been showing stuff at Future Play a few times, and it's always been like these teasers are like, wait, show me more.
Obviously, shout out Croakwood, our little frogs city builder, town builder type of game.
Yeah, I'll switch over to that here.
Looks real cozy.
This is that Zodiac. The thing I really thought was interesting about this is the kind of like, it's almost like like diving in and out of the water is a really interesting system and mechanic. Yeah, a lot going on in this trailer to consume, but really, I'm excited for that. Croakwood, this is got us like 20 frogs on the frog counter here on our channel.
It just looks real cute.
Yeah.
Made by the Parkitect devs.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's probably gonna be multiplayer. That's something that they focus a lot on in the Parkitect game. So I'm excited.
Great.
It looks like the thing I thought I was most interested in is like it looks like a city builder, but then like really in depth on the interiors as well. You know.
Which they do in Parkitect as well. Like you can get pretty nitty gritty in there and like see what's going on. Which hell yeah, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, yeah, tons of. Genuinely, just go watch this show. It has like non-stop bangers, pretty much. Copycat, we saw a new trailer of. We played that here on the channel once before, and that was a good time. So the Princess had that big
Slay the
announcement.
Princess is pretty hype.
Cychroma, again, an honorable mention. That game looks dope as hell.
The hype reel had like a ton of cool games in it. Let me see if I can just quickly like. Yeah, this is one that I almost picked. This, I don't know what this is, but like, my God, this looks stunning and like so interesting.
Yeah.
No Mori, and yeah, I mean, just everything truly in this.
Yeah, these ones were all going so fast. They weren't like really in my
Sticking.
brain for
Yeah.
for picking our favorites. But yeah, even just those little flashes were like, oh, in.